I'm making this video to inform the viewer about my experience with 4 grams of psilocybe cubensis mushrooms and 240 milligrams of dextromethorphan. The mushrooms were dried and the DXM was in the form of Coricidin Cough and Cold. The night started as an exhausting search for mushrooms. Mushrooms are kind of hard to come by, and me and my buddy really wanted to do mushrooms this night. I had a very negative body high. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the drive reduction theory. It's a theory in psychology. Your actions are a result of your will to do something. Basically, I felt like I had to move or I had to do something. I couldn't figure out what it was. So I'm walking to one side of the roof looking over, walking to the other side of the roof looking over, and I'm just like, I can't stay still. I'm just so fidgety and my thoughts are racing all over the place, and they didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, they made some sort of ultimate sense to me at the time, but looking back on it, there really wasn't any rhyme or reason as to like what I was thinking. So I'm having really intense closed-eye visuals. I'm picturing people's faces saying things to me. I'm picturing my English teacher talking to me. Just like really random stuff. Nothing was really happening when my eyes were open, except the body feeling I had. One of my thoughts was, maybe I should jump off the roof. Now, it's almost like if you have something that's itching, you scratch it because the pain cancels out the itch. If I jump off this roof, it's gonna hurt really bad, but it's gonna get rid of this negative feeling that I'm feeling right now. My logic kicks in as I'm looking over the roof thinking about jumping. It's like, dude, do not jump. You're high. You're really high. So I'm like, alright, I can't jump off the roof. Well, the whole time while I'm on this roof, the window to the room where all my friends are sitting is open. I hear one of my friends say, oh, we should go outside and go for a walk. It was just something about, like, we should leave. No, we're not going to leave. We're just going to hang out here. He was like, 2 of my buddies are tripping face right now. We can't leave. This thought about leaving is in my mind the whole time. When I take mushrooms, I tend to have circular thoughts. I think it's almost like the 6 degrees of separation or whatever from Kevin Bacon, whatever that is. It's just like all my thoughts somehow pointed to the same thing. So I'm walking in circles, I'm thinking in circles, so it's just very hectic. My thoughts, my body, everything's just hectic and horrible right now. I keep asking, where are we going? To my friend who mentioned leaving, and she's like, oh, we're not going anywhere. So I would say about 5 minutes later, I look at her through the window and I'm like, where are we going? She's like, we're not going anywhere. As you can see, this is going in a circle. I would say for about a half an hour to an hour, I consistently, every 5 or 10 minutes, ask, where are we going? It was almost as if my body was on autopilot, and I couldn't stop from asking. I also had this face on the whole time. Where are we going? Where are we going? I would say, where are we going? But to me it sounded like one syllable, like, where are we going? Like one syllable, all at once. Eventually I think my friend got freaked out. I don't know. I finally decide I need to get off this roof. And then I look at the window like, everyone's in there. I'm out here. Why don't I just climb through the window? I'm not very sure of my motor skills or my balance. So I ease up to the window and climb in the window. I lay on the bed and I'm just like, I just felt comforted, like, wow, now I'm safe. Even though I'm still tripping face and I still feel horrible, I feel safe. This is where it starts to get strange. My thoughts started to become in sync with the movie. And by that I mean everything that was happening in the movie was happening in my mind. And by happening in my mind, I mean happening to me. Johnny Depp's mom, towards the end of the movie, when he gets caught, he's like, Mom, did you get the money I sent you? She's like, what, George? The drug money? And that just like echoed in my mind, like, The drug money, the drug money, the drug money. Wow, I just spent $40 on drugs. And I really don't like it. I'm not enjoying it. I did something I really didn't want to do to get the money, so I felt an intense feeling of regret. And I was like, wow, drug money. Okay, I spent my money on drugs. I felt ashamed. It's my parents talking to me, and my grandparents, and my aunts, and my uncles. I just picture my family like wagging a finger at me like, the drug money. You know what you did wrong. I felt ashamed and horrible and regretful. As the movie is resolving, my trip's resolving, and I start to feel better and better as things calm down in the movie. Johnny Depp says, "May the wind always be at your back and the sun upon your face, and may the winds of destiny carry you aloft to dance in the stars." It gave me the ultimate feeling of resolution, the ultimate feeling of closure, the ultimate feeling of it's finally over. It was really inspirational to me at the time. Like, it's over. I've learned my lesson. At this time, I felt very at peace with myself. The length of the movie Blow was the length of my trip. The credits are rolling. I just remember drifting slowly into sleep, and I eventually fell asleep. And I woke up the next morning thinking, wow, did last night really happen? And I see the little foil wrapper that the Coricidin Cough and Cold came in. I'm like, wow, this really did happen. It was the greatest feeling ever. It was like being on tour with a heavy metal band for a week and then coming home to a quiet, comfortable house. It was just the ultimate feeling of peace and being thankful for everything I had.